This is a quick video to show how I tested a cheap fan PWM controller from Amazon. This is the Youmile PWM controller. There's probably exactly the same one with different names all over the place. It was less than £7, I believe, and I wanted to try it out and see how it worked. Out of the box, you get the actual board itself. You get a female barrel jack wire, which is quite good, so you don't have to cut open existing cables. You get a little beeper buzzer module that can be used to detect if fans stop, and you get a thermocouple for detecting the temperature. To test it, I'm using a Arctic P12 fan. These are really quiet and I'm looking to play around with them a bit more, but I think I got a box of 5 for about 26 quid, so pretty good. Just using a 12-volt AC DC power supply that I had before, and I've got a multimeter set up on duty cycle mode so I can measure the duty cycle, the PWM essentially, of the output from the controller. So I've got everything set up, and out of the box, plugging into the fan 2 connector with the potentiometer on about the center position, we're getting about 50% duty cycle, so the fan will be spinning about half speed. And if I rotate that to the left, you'll see it drops. Rotate it to the right, it will increase until it gets to just under 100%, because it's PWM. Oh, there we go, that's 100%. So open load shows 100%. So in its most basic form, that works. The dip switches are not, there's no documentation provided with the device. However, it does tell you how to configure it and what the dip switch positions are on the Amazon listing. So to use the buzzer, there's BF1 and BF2 are the switches to use. To make it monitor fan 2, put switch number 5, which is BF2, into the on position. Now if we turn the fan right down, it will start beeping. Turn it back up, it will stop. And also if we stop the fan manually, it will start beeping, and when it starts going again, it will stop. Now I've switched it over to the fan 1 output, and by default we'll see that the duty cycle is 20%. This is where the rest of the dip switches come in and enable us to configure how that works. So the TFL switch, switch number 1, if that's off, the minimum speed will be 20%, and if it's on, the minimum speed will be 40%. So this is quite good if you want a fan that's going at quite a rate, but you want it to boost up a bit if it gets warm. So you see I've changed that and it's changed to 40%. The maximum is always 100%. And switches 2 and 3, TP1 and TP2, adjust the temperature range that goes between the minimum and maximum. So at the moment, both TP1 and TP2 are off, so the fan will be at slowest speed at 35 degrees C or below, and will be full speed 45 degrees C and above, and obviously it will ramp up between those. If TP1 is on, TP2 is off, it will be between 40 and 55. If TP1 is off and TP2 is on, it will be between 50 and 70. And if TP1 and 2 are both on, then the minimum will be 60 and the maximum will be 90. So it depends what temperature range you want it to operate over. So I'm going to leave it in the minimum 40% mode and in the TP1 TP2 off, so I get 35 to 45. So ambient temperature of the room I'm in at the moment is below 20 degrees. It's definitely well below 35. So we'll see we'll get 40%. I'm going to gently warm the thermocouple using a hot air gun. And we see it gradually ramps up until it reaches 100%, and you might be able to hear the fan going. It's very quiet, but you just about to hear it. And as it cools down, it will ramp it down again to the minimum. That's about it. So again, you get you can use the dip switches. So in this case, BF1 to have the alarm for fan 1. So you can't really simulate it with the temperature, but if you stop it, it will start beeping and it will stop when it starts going again. So yeah, all seems to work well. I hope you found this video useful. I'll leave a link down below in the description for both this little device as well as the Arctic P12 fans if you're interested. Thank you and goodbye.